Okay, so I thought I would hop on here to give my unofficial guide on Qingyi and how to build her and how I would do it personally. I don't know if I'm going to go for her, but I just thought I'd cover it, so people know a rough guideline of what to do. So she is a stun character, so you will need to get these resources: the Final Dance shoes, and these ones, the Ethereal Pursuit X, and of course the Shock Chip and the Stun Chip. You get the Final Dance shoes, I believe, I have it up here somewhere here, it has a chance to drop from the weekly bosses, like the Notorious Hunt ones, and I believe the Ethereal Pursuit, I don't know if it's in the game yet, or it'll be one of the ones you can go for when she comes out. So I'm not sure about that one, but I can speak about her W engines. So her one that she uses, is the one that comes with her and is made for her, is the Ice Jade Teapot. And if you want to see gameplay of her, you can just look it up. I might put a clip in, I might not, but it's just a basic attack. One basic attack hits an enemy, gain 1 stack of Terrific, and that increases impact by 0.7%, stacking up 30 times. 30 times is really high, but if you watch her gameplay, she hits enemies multiple times, getting enough to drive up that stack, which drives up the impact. And it also increases other squad members' damage by 20% for 10 seconds after she hits people 15 or more times, which is really, really good, obviously, and it's built for her. So if you can get it, get it. If you're free to play and you don't want to go for it, you only want the character and you want to save up for another character, there is, if you've gotten lucky, you can get the Restrained, which is this one. It's an S rank, so again, you have to get lucky, but it's along the same lines, but a little bit worse. So when an attack hits an enemy, damage and daze, which is stun, from basic attacks increases by 6% for 8 seconds, stacking 5 times. So it's like the Jade Teapot, but just I'd say almost worse for Qingyi. Okay, that's that one. Okay, for a free-to-play one, what I would use is probably the only one I would use is the Steam Oven, as you can get them from the W Engine store, which is right behind the coffee place. So it has good base stats, which base attack 594. Who cares about base attack? But energy regen 50%, which is really, really good, and energy regen starting off really, really good. So for every 10 energy accumulated, which is buffed by the energy recharge, the equipper's impact is increased and stacking up. So it's really, really good. It can synergize a bit. It does synergize with how many times she hits people and how much energy she gains, which is really, really good. So in terms of relics, I don't know what they're called in this game. Drive discs. In terms of drive discs, I would not worry about this one at all. Thunder Metal increases electric by 10% and shock by 27%. I would not worry about that because she's a stun, and I don't think it matters unless you're using her for damage, but you probably shouldn't because she's a stun. So what I would use is, I think Shockstar Disco is good. That's what I would use. And increase impact by 6%. Now you got to think about it. Basic attacks and all that stuff inflict 15% more days, which is 15% more stun, which is what you really want to accumulate and cause the chain reaction. I didn't want to do that. And this Swing Jazz increases energy regen by 20% for just using 2. And launching a chain attack increases all squad members' damage by 12%. So, me personally, I would just go for 4 of the Swing Jazz and then 2 of the Shockstar, because I think getting 15% more days, yes, it is good, but she doesn't seem hard to build up days with. And if you can get good substats that do more days, which I believe is impact, increases days, I think, really, you're going to be causing chain attacks a lot more, and increasing all squad members' damage by 15% is going to be a lot better than 15% more days for the one character. Okay. So, as I said, this is just a quick run through. I don't want this to be a long video. So, I would use, with her, I would use Plugboo, just because if you're using a shock team, like with Anton as the attack for a more free-to-play one, or Grace Howard as the attack, and even, I don't know if she is an attack, or you can just check real quick. She is an attack. No, she's a support. Okay, no, not her. Okay, yeah, Grace Howard, really good damage, and same with Anton, really good damage. And if you use Plugboo, you're more likely to cause shock, because Qingyi is shock, and obviously Anton and Grace Howard are shock. So if you use all of them and put this is like kind of going into building another character, but I don't want it to go that way. If you put Thunder Metal on Grace Howard or Anton, I don't know why I keep saying Grace's whole name. If you put it on them, 27% more damage is really, really good. And with Qingyi being an electric stun, and Plugboo putting more shock on enemies and more electric damage, like more electric build up, really, really good. You're going to end up doing a lot of damage, and I think Qingyi can be really, really viable and incredibly good. Which I think I would almost call her an S tier Bambi, an S tier Anby. That's what I'd call her. She's Anby if she was an S tier, so really, really good. So yeah, that's it. So yeah.